going on here? This is weird. Mic test. Boop, boop, boop. All right. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so the fuel rails have been fixed on this car, supposedly. I mean, they changed the dampers out, so we'll see if taking the dampers out fixes those weird fueling trends. And I think you can still... Nope, not yet. Let me fix that for you. And you'll be able to see it on the dyno graph how the air fuel is going up and down, and that's super indicative of the NA dampers on a turbo car. IAG did something really cool. They made rails with dampers in them. It was a great step, but it was discovered after a little while that the dampers created fueling issues. Which obviously is not why you put them in there. You don't put them in there to create fuel issues. You put them in there to fix fuel issues. So unfortunately, that means that the cars don't idle quite as well or have low speed characteristics quite as well as they would with dampers in them. But it's even better that we don't have to deal with the car going lean in boost. So as you can see here, now I've added a ton of fuel to the fuel map right here, and I pulled a ton out right here. So what I anticipate is this next pole will probably be lean here and rich here. Will almost be the inverse of that, if not almost flat. But I don't think so. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to fall rich at the end because I had to add a bunch of fuel here and nothing happened. So my guess is it's going to go the other way. This is going to smooth out some. This is going to go lean, and then it's going to dip down and do this number. That's I think is going to happen. But first, I got to warm the car up. So it's on speed density though, so I want to make sure that I'm watching the air fuels as it warms. I fired it up for a few seconds earlier, and I saw that it was running a little lean as the RPM oscillated some, so I need to adjust the coolant temp table for that. And then, what the fuck? What's going on here? What? The fuck? I don't understand what's going on here. My computer is wigging out. Okay, maybe it's working out? Please? I don't understand. Let me turn this on. No, there's no... Maybe now? It's not seeing the access. Oh, wait, there it goes. Jesus, it is such a pain in the ass sometimes to get this access board stuff to talk right and behave correctly. Okay, so I'm live with the ECU. Fire it up. Okay, let's see. Do I have coolant temp? I don't think that's in real time. I think that's a reflash. Yeah. Dude, stop ticking off! God damn it. Get to work, you fuckers. Jesus Christ. Alright, now you see what my air fuels are. Go to the wideband. I feel like it's lean right now. It says 14.5. Oh, it's lean right there, though. Which is where? It's lean at higher vacuum? Yes, so it's lean at higher vacuum. So that's going to be up here. I need to add more up here. Oh, you can't see that. That's right. My bad. Need to add fuel here. Add fuel here. Add fuel there. Alright. Let's save that. Okay. Boy, this O2 sensor is taking forever to warm up. Fuel table, closed loop compensation, coolant temp. Here we go. What's this show? Oh, this doesn't show any additional. It only shows additional fuel at higher loads. This is so weird to me. Fuck you, Windows. Oh, I swore. Dang it. There goes my YouTube monetization. Alright, let's get ready. Where are we at now? Coolant temp. I don't have it on here. It's on the gauge though. This thing warmed up quick. $150 already. Hell yeah. Finally got a notification. Right on, Jason. Oh, it's just not showing up. What the hell? I have it set to any desk. Oh, that's not showing up. Apparently. No. 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 What the hell? Window, any desk. Yep, there it is. That's weird. That's not working. Alright, let me delete that. Wait, I cancel this. Is it because I minimized it? It is. Ah. Here's Physical. Hey, Dom. Hey, dude. How's electrical power steering system going in your Bristol car? I haven't done it. I haven't finished it. It's actually sitting outside in the snow. I got my other RS on the my other GC on my lift right now. I'm trying to get done. And every time I tried to fix something else broke. So that was a big pain in the ass. But I finally got it. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my gain up on my mics. I saw my last stream and it was too quiet. So I'm gonna see if I turn the gain up here. Let me get this volume up. I don't think that helped. Nope, that didn't help. Alright, let's go this route. Try this one. Microphone in, recording volume was turned way down. Okay. That looks like it's a little better. Alright. Yeah, that definitely made a difference. Okay. I'm going to do just a smidge more gain. If I can get to it. There we go. What's it at right now? It is at 0. Well, that's sync offset. That's not gain. Gain right here. Just goes 6. Whoops. 6 it is. Okay. There we go. That's a little better. Can you hear me now? Okay. So yeah, I gotta finish the black car on the black GC on my dyno. Fuck. On my lift, and then I'm pull the Corvette in and put the engine training in that, and then I'm pulling the RS in to finish that. So unfortunately, not well. So, yeah. I have too many projects because on top of all that stuff, I have to make products and sell products and tune cars and all of that. So it's just a whole lot of stuff. And since I'm just a one-man show and trying to get things done at other shops like this one, it's fucking impossible. So it's just me. I feel like the cruise timing needs to go higher on this one. It feels a little low, and I just feel like it's a little low on the torque. Go a little more right here. was fourth. All right. Okay, we are at operating temperature. The car is currently at 189 degrees. The dyno is ready. It's on the graph function. I'm going to change it though to show the actual graph itself and not just these numbers here, so that we can see how much the air-fuel ratio changes between the. That's the first poll. First poll before and after dampers. So, fingers crossed. Okay, we misfired on the top end there because it got so rich. As I said, I anticipated it was going to get really rich on the top end because I added a bunch of fuel to it. But you can see that that lean spot there is gone. So now I got to fix my table. Oh, it spooled faster. Interesting. Much just because it's colder today. The rich tip is still there. Man, I don't know what's up with this car. There was something weird going on. I can't figure it out with the wall wetting. I've turned it down so far. I turned down the tip in so far. I've turned everything down so far. When that load comes in, it still just blasts it with fuel. And it's weird because I've pulled a ton of fuel out of it right there. I don't know. And look at this. So 4,600. I'm looking at that really rich dip. Okay, so 4,600. My fuel pressure differential is about correct. Within a pound, my load is 355 for my calculated load. My timing is 12 degrees. My duty cycle is already 45%. So maybe, my VE command is 104. So maybe I just got too much fucking VE on it right there. That must be what it is. What is my absolute pressure? Absolute pressure is 34. So right at 10 pounds. So 10 pounds at 46. Sorry, that's 20 pounds. I said 10 pounds. Wait a second. What? Huh. That number doesn't match the graph there. I wonder if I got a mass or a map sensor issue. Let me see. What's it show right now? So I give it throttle to 100%, and it immediately goes to 3 pounds of boost. Yeah, I mean, the graph on the dyno shows that. And it goes to 3 pounds. The pole starts 4,000. The dyno says, what is that, 7.5? Let's look at that graph here. So, let's put a cursor on here, close control panel. So we'll be right at 4,000. 4,000, we're showing 8.57. And we're 13.9 or 13.9 here usually. We might be 13.5 today, somewhere in that range. So that's 21, 22 and change. And this shows. Let me go to my log. Let me find RPM. Go to 4,000. Go to here. And this shows 27. I wonder if this map sensor calibration is wrong. I mean, I got it right from Cobb. It's the brand new Cobb 4-bar, but okay, I'm gonna rev it at idle here. I'm just gonna, actually I might load it a smidge, slow it down from revving, and see where the map goes. Where's my actual absolutes? Right there. Yeah, see, it goes to 14.2. That is higher than we are today. I think this map calibration would be awesome. So my absolute says 590. Now the dyno's plugged into the manifold too. The dyno says negative 18.6. That's inches. I gotta do some conversions. Hold on a sec. What is that? I mean, it's almost double. So that's 9. That's 9 in vacuum, which gives me 5 from absolute, which is about the same. It's just off a smidge. I wonder if that's why. Oh, I'm gonna stall it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stall the car. That's so dumb. Like, you stall the engine, the key's still on, nothing happens, the absolute pressure does not update. Nothing updates. Look at that. Okay, there we go. That says 13.8. That's right. Okay. Okay, well, 104 is just too high. Let's just get that out of the way. And so is all the stuff up top that I changed for the to compensate for that really lean spike. Fudge. Okay, I gotta kill all this. It's gonna take a while. Oh no, it's not, because this is an 04. That's right, they changed the way the 04 SD works compared to the other ones for some friggin' reason. The changes are much larger. The 04 doesn't have as much resolution as the other ones. They had to not give it as much resolution because the 04 ECU doesn't have as much room in it. There's less room for activities in the 04. Alright, that's going to lean out a lot. Maybe too much. We'll see. We'll approach it with caution. I'm going to save it before I do a poll since this software crashes all the time. And check the comments. Did you see the mainline clip of their new software? I have not. The car called Project Car for a reason. Always something. The audio is way better. Yes. Resonance is balls. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, as a mother, it just sucks when you put something on a car to try and reduce resonance and then end up creating a whole nother range of resonance, which happens. That happens a lot. That was one of the things that I had to tackle during my crankshaft damper. That is not the right button. Let's try this again. Which, by the way, the new design is a fucking killer. That looks way better. A little lean, like I said. Figured to be a little lean. But that's way smoother. Whoopsie, that's the wrong button. It is way smoother. Let's look at that. There we go. And no ridge misfires. Yeah, so it's got to fatten this section up a smidge, which I figured I might have pulled too much fuel out. This came down too. This is the low edge right here. I'm fine with that. That's 12s at 3 pounds of boost. I'm good with that. I actually like that. That's what I want. This dip is a little big still, but still 10.5, I'm okay with that. That's not terrible. 11.5, that's terrible. On pump gas, it's a good thing I'm not even timing this thing yet. So I got to fix that. So 6,000 peak, I got a few percent kind of across the board there. How much do I need to add? So I want my air fuel to be right at what it is at 7,000. I want to know what percentage to change this, right? And then for an air fuel, it sucks balls because you can't know what percentage that is off the bat unless you're just really, really used to it. But if you go to Lambda, now we're talking. So Lambda, like I want it to be this, and this here looks like 7.7, and this here looks like 8.0. So that's 3%. So I need to add about 3% to 6,000, and about 2% at 55, and about 2% at 65, and then leave 7 alone. So let's go do that. So I said 3% of 6,000. Is that what I said? Yes. Fortunately, this fuel map isn't done at 6,000. Doesn't have a spot. So we're going to multiply 1.03, boink, like that. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to add a little touch one right there. Blink, blink. 2 little blinks. Blink, blink. There we go. It's like a Mario game. And then I'm going to go right here. Blink, blink. And then I need to lower it at 4 to 45. So 47 actually. So 47 actually just got an up arrow on accident. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. That's not percent. That's half percent. So that's a percent and a half. And this guy here, a little couple more percent, like so. I'll take all this here, and I'm gonna go down a big chunk. There we go, like that. This guy, and I'm gonna go like this, and go like this, and like that. Go like these. Go like these. Okay. All right. I think we're in the money right now. Look at that. We're in the money. Alright, actually I'm gonna do is since I'm in Lambda now, I'm gonna take this guy and I'm gonna change this because 1.5 makes no sense. So I'm gonna go to 1. That's gonna blow it up big time on my screen. Perfect. Look at that. Now I can really dial that shit in. Oops, that's the wrong button. So my new crank damper. It's pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited about it. It does require a pulley redesign, so I'll be hooking people up that are about my pulley. I'm hooking them up with some shit. I'm not sure exactly all I'm going to do, but I'm thinking about how to do it, how to work that out. For those that want the damper. So I'm just cleaning some fuel map spots here. There we go. So if the guys are interested in the damper, if they purchase the damper, then I'll hook them up if they trade in their old pulley. Alright, let's do another pull. Oops, I forgot it's fucking 04. Can't do that. Alright, look at that. That's getting better. Knock that peak off. It's way more steady. I could add a smidge more. When you bring it in, zoom it in like this, boy, it really makes it look like a rocky street, let me tell you. But it's good to do that. Oh, that's way better. Because, man, if I put that on AFR, I go like this, and come on, cut it out. And I do this. Boom! Look at that. That looks beautiful. I'm still going to do a little more, though. 55 to 6. I'm going to add a couple percent there. 55 to 6. And I think that will make it money. What's the power curve look like? I haven't even looked at that yet. Okay. A little wiggle right there. I don't know if that's time pull or not. Haven't looked at the log. Alright, let's see. Look at the log. Yes, it definitely pulled timing, but it pulled timing at my tip-in event at the beginning of the pull. That's probably just valve train noise or drivetrain noise. Wow, I went to 5. It was angry. It was angry, and the air fuel was not lean. but it wasn't exactly rich, and the timing was 16, so that's probably just noise. This thing's this old claptrap. But during the pull, nothing. Everything's good. Definitely need to add some to idle airflow target because it just dips so fast and doesn't pick up very quick. So I'm gonna look at my decel adder. Decel. Software crashed again. God damn it. Stop it. Dude, stop it. Ah! This thing rattles like crazy. I think it's got solid engine mounts or something. Even sitting in here, it's like brr, brr, brr. Jesus Christ, stop doing that. Oh, top software. I miss the old days when it was good. $400 wheel for freaking 17 PSI. That's no joke. I love these turbos, man. These G30s are awesome. The 770 especially. The G30-770 is a ripping turbo. It is by far my favorite turbo for a street car. And there's just no doubt. It, especially like with a 2.3 or a 2.5 with my cams in it, holy fuck, it is so good. Spools fast, just rips through the whole power band. It is a good time. And then add ethanol. Shit, this is all pump gas. This isn't even ethanol yet. So it's it is by far my favorite turbo. Now this is a rotating kit. It's not a very good one. It's not ours, and it just isn't as ideal. But still, it's awesome. With our rotated kit and Lane's intercooler kit and my cams, it is stupid how good these things are. Every time I tune one, the owner's always like, dude, it is so crazy. And it's what's really insane about it is in a GD2 versus like a VA or a GR, dude, it's so much faster. So much faster. A GR with 100 more horse isn't as fast. It's crazy. They don't, on the scales, they don't seem like they're that much heavier, but man, they are. And you get a GR with 600 wheel, and you're like, oh, this is pretty fast. You get in a freaking GD with 600 wheel, and you're like, holy balls, what the fuck am I doing? Like, you gotta rethink your life. Yeah, it's crazy. Man, I am swearing up a storm today. Get 8 hours of sleep, and I'm swearing like crazy. I don't know what's up. Hey, Dino. Hey, Mud Skipper. Happy holidays. Hey, happy holidays to you too, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So, software crashed. I don't remember what I was doing at the time it crashed. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. I needed to add a smidge more fuel to that one area. And that was what? I said it was 55 to 65? Is that what it was? Let me bring that back up. $55 to $65. Yeah, send it around 6. Add a smidge more fuel there, and then we're gonna put some timing in it. Maybe? Nah, I'm not gonna put timing in it. I'm gonna say a little more boost. Leave the timing alone. It's good conservative. I like it because this thing's made for flex anyways, I think. Or not flex, ethanol map. I have to do an ethanol map on it. So we'll do an ethanol map, and yeah, I think that'll be good. So 55, 65, centered around 6. Okay, I'll do 1% there. I'm going to do 1% here. Like that. I think that'll do it. That will be good. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. Okay, save that because the software's going to crash again at some point. Now, I was talking about idle air when it took a shit on me last. So I'm going to add a little bit to the D-cell adder, and then I'm going to add some to my minimum airflow for D-cell. That'll make it flare a little more when you're decelerating, not go as hard. And then I'm going to go to my throttle tables to my target idle air there, and my minimum airflow there is 5, and still it says 2 something. That's annoying. I let off, it goes to 2. Where is that? Let's see, that's technically a post-cranking airflow reference then. Yeah, 2.2. So that's what's going on. That's why it's not flaring, because I'm stuck in a post-cranking mode. Okay, so I'm going to bump that up like this. And I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to flash this one before I do the next poll. I'm going to flash it because I want to see the idle air stuff. So let me do this. Of course it's not. This is a green connector car. Because God loves me. Key on. Alright. GC with 600 plus ludicrous speed. Yeah, dude, they rip. Have you got the drive yars yet? Because I know you're close on yours. A 2.3 and a GC with 600 wheel, especially if you got good cams in there, it just sings, man. It just fucking sings. I love that setup. I love that setup a lot. So I'm happy that you get to run a 2.3. And, I made those things almost 20 years ago now. And there was a little spurt in sales, a little bit of like, wow, these are cool. But there was all these naysayers, and they just killed the market for me. They just killed it. All these people talking shit and bitching about it, and displacement's better, and whatever. And then Travis Pastrana gets a fucking 2.3 made by a Vermont sports car, and now all of a sudden they're selling like crazy. So part of me wants to say, fuck you guys. Because, god damn it, I did that 20 fucking years ago. And then part of me is also wants to say, you're welcome. But then the majority of me, honestly, is just really happy that another thing that I made or created or came up with is getting popular. And, yeah, my name's not on it. But, everyone wants, some sort of legacy, and I guess my legacy is in the Subaru community. Plus 2 rods, cooling mods, 2.3s, the current piston designs from JE. A lot of that was me. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy. And I'm happy to get to work with a bunch of manufacturers and improve their products and just do a bunch of cool shit. I'm really happy with that. So I'm proud of that, and I'm happy. So, yeah, you know, it's such a financial risk, you know. If you patent something, you spend $5,000 to $10,000 getting the patent attorney and doing all the paperwork and all this shit, and then may discover that there's one that already exists, and that you're actually infringing on somebody else's. That would suck. Or what happens is you do all of that, and it's a product that doesn't even sell. Like, if I had patented a 2.3 somehow 20 years ago, it would not be popular now. Because Vermont Sports Car wouldn't have done it. Right? They wouldn't have done it. And nobody else would have done it. So I would have patented something that didn't get big. And so, honestly, the fact that I didn't, even if it was possible, but just probably not, the fact that I didn't is the only reason why now it's actually as big as it is. Because I don't think, I know Vermont Sports Car doesn't want to give me a fucking dime. I know IAG does not give me money for stuff. So, they could have, years ago when I was doing the plus 2 rods, I would have gave IAG a screaming deal on the plus 2 rods. But they didn't want to buy them from me. They wanted Manly to sell them to them direct. They kept trying to get Manly to go behind my back and sell them to them. And then Manly kept saying no. And then finally, since my sales weren't high enough because I'm just one man and nobody was buying rods from me, Manly pushed me aside and then started selling them to people outright. And then IAG ended up going to Cali's anyways, or whoever they went to for plus 2 rods. But for the longest time, they could have purchased rods for me, and they didn't. I could have supplied them with hundreds and hundreds of sets a month, and they didn't. So, it's not, it is what it is. But, thankfully they buy cooling mods now, so I'm appreciative of that. But, no one's going to want to give me money for a patent. Alright, I'm going to check this idle air. Let's see. This. Let off. There's a little bit of flare when I let off. That's good. RPM didn't dip too bad. It wasn't too much of a bobble or anything. I almost turn off, start it again. Turn off. Turn it on. Hit the key, and still no fucking flare. Still no flare. What the hell? This thing will not flare on startup. Doesn't matter how much air I throw at it. It just does not do it. And it's rich too, because the O2 sensor comes in at 12s. So it isn't like it's not getting enough fuel to do it. It's not like it's running lean on startup. It could be too rich maybe. But it's possible it's too rich. Let's see. Let me look at that SD table for VE and see where it kicks, where it passes through as it starts. Maybe I can pull some fuel out of it. Man, it doesn't look like it's that. But let's do it anyway. So let's do it one time. Key back on. I'm going to trace it. Like that. And I'm going to log it. Yeah, it's not that. I can lean the post start. That's probably not a bad idea. Lean the post start out a smidge. Because you could use that. This is technically a hot restart. And it's still set pretty high like factory. So let's cut that to almost half. And then see if that does it. Jesus fuck! Software crashed again. Stupid software. I'm sure a little bit of the stupid windows too. Maybe it's a USB driver or something, you know, causing it to do its thing. I don't know. But something about when I'm on an 04 and if I go into like idle tables and stuff, they freak out. This thing crashes all the time. Anytime I go into like the idle tables or the biggest fenders idle table and like closed loop fueling stuff, then it crashes. I don't know why when I'm in those tables it does it, but that's pretty common, unfortunately. I don't know if I saved the post-start changes that I made. I don't think I saved it. Nope. That's not right. Okay. Save. I'm going to open this one again. I'm going to hit this button. Almost got this whole group of tables adjusted. Hit save. Alright, no crashy. Whew. Alright. Okay. Alright. I think we're safe. Alright, let's add a load of boost. I'm going to put some boost on this. Time. Boost target. Current boost target is set right at 20 pounds, and we're only hitting 17 because I have it limited by wastegate duty cycle right now. So I'm just going to go straight to the wastegate duty cycle tables, which are set at 0. So gate pressure is giving me 17. Wow, okay. Alright, I'm going to put this right at 20. 20% at the gate. 20% of the gate should give me like, 3 or 4 pounds maybe. Depends on how the gate's set up. It should be set up appropriately for this car. But I'm going to hit 20 anyways, and we'll see how she behaves. Let me add some duty cycle down low outside the spool threshold. Put the sucker at 90. And then from there, we will see. We will see if... see how it does. Probably check my boost limit. I don't know if I got that set or not, or what it's at. If I go kissing that thing or in a pull, it's going to look comically bad. 21. Okay, so right now it's 21. We're definitely going to raise that, but it won't matter for this pull because we're going to be less than that. In theory. In theory, it'll be less than that. I like the idle recovery on that. Still pulled timing as I started the loading process. It didn't actually pull timing during the pull. It was right as I initiated the load, which could be just some closed loop map stuff, because it's running a 13.0 right there at a couple psi. What's it at? Yeah, I got to 3-4 psi pretty quick. So I can do that, or I can pull a smidge of timing right there. It is at 3 psi. It is at 22, which shouldn't be too much, but it is kind of a low RPM at 3 grand where it happens. So I can do that. Calculate a load of 1.6 at around 3K. I'll pull a degree or two and just see how she behaves. The rest of the pull was clean though, no issues anywhere else on it, other than me over revving it a smidge when I let off the push the clutch and not giving it enough throttle lift. She went vroom. I don't know if you heard it. Someone knocked down this line of timing here. Where is that? Right there. Okay. Right there. All right. And I might hit some right here too. Just in this area gets a little more linear, a little smoother. All right. Too bad you couldn't patent that. I know you don't do many of them, but for the love of God, make a flash switch. Yeah. Yeah, I had one somewhere. I actually, I saw it the other day when I was going through my shop doing something. I saw it. I don't know where that was at, but I have one. Alright, so 20% wasn't enough, as you saw there. Didn't quite get there. I'm glad about that, honestly. I'm happy that it wasn't enough, because I don't like having such low resolution. I like having high resolution. I want to need to use a lot of wastegate duty cycle to hit my boost targets. Because then that means that big change of wastegate duty cycle has small changes in boost, which means I get very good and finite control. If it's like 2% is 2 pounds, that's an issue, because that's going to change based on temperature dramatically. I like having lots of resolution. It makes sense to me to have lots of resolution. So I want my ethanol wastegate duty cycle to be like in the 60s or 70s, and my pump to be in the 40s, something like that, so that I have the ability to get finite control with changing conditions and without inducing oscillations and things like that. Alright, so as I add boost, it's getting richer, which I anticipated was going to happen, because my VE curve is going upwards towards higher boost levels, and at some point that turns around. You actually lose VE as boost goes up due to an increase in exhaust back pressure. So I totally expected that to happen, and so I'm happy that happens. Looking at my log though, 20% on the very top end is all it's taking to give me that 20 psi up top. 25 in the mid-range is not hitting my target. Oh wait, that's not that bad. Hold on a second. What RPM is that? 48. Yeah, so 25 is not quite hitting my target. Looks like it is though on the graph. But that boost error on the log shows that there's an error there. That's sweet. But that's 20 psi according to the map sensor on the engine, and according to the dyno, that's only 18. So here we are at that spot again where I'm wondering if something's going on with that map sensor. Let's see. All right. Fan's kicking on. It's causing a little bit of a drop. That usually is either lack of idle air for the fans, or that's latency for the injectors. But the air fuel's not changing drastically during that point in time. So that's usually idle air for the fans is not significant enough. Yeah, like the air fuel changes 2% on and off the fan. So VE map is good. Latency is good. It's just not enough air being added when the fans kick on. Alright, so I got that saved. Comparison, 700, 700, 700, okay. Oh, that's an interesting one to have, yeah. Hey, Hyphen. Heidi says, been battling my startup for years. Problem was bad injector not passing the leak down test. Always dripped after getting 1700 is no more issue. Yeah, that would, that would obviously do it, right? If you're getting a bunch of extra rich fuel in the cylinder there, that would definitely be a problem. These are new injectors, though, so that shouldn't be an issue with this one. I think that the changes I make will make a big difference. I have to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to go do that right now real quick. I'm going to start a flash, and then go to the bathroom. And come back. So if you will excuse me a moment, save this, disconnect from ECU, and then hit flash. Plug in my connectors of death, one-handed. You know, I used to do the bra strap behind the back thing pretty good back in high school, so I think I can do this. Alright, and then that. Oh, I clicked it all the way. I didn't want to do that. It's back. Alright, back in 2 minutes. Still smell like my fart in here. That's not good. Alright. This floor mat is trash. Calibrate the throttle. Give me some 3 pumps on that. See if we get any fire. Hey! It flared a little bit. It's bogging back down again now, but it flared initially. It's alright. It's a little too much fuel. Ooh, I hear the pump went from high to low speed there, and I saw the air fuels change by about 6%. So this regulator is not liking it very much. Now what that also means, though, is that my fuel pressure differential compensation is not working correctly. Does that even work on this? I don't know. No, this doesn't have that. Never mind. I keep forgetting. Yeah, I totaled it. It's actually really bad. The seat, the bolster is torn through, and there's just foam flying out of it. The bolster is messed up on these seats. So, this car's been loved on. This car has definitely been loved on. How much fuel is in it? God damn it. We want an ethanol map, and it's got fucking half a tank in it. Can't do that. There's a little bit of hesitation there. I don't know if it's because I'm loading it with the clutch too soon before I give it fuel, or if it's some tip-in. When it's not loaded, it looks fine. It still seems like too much tip-in. Fuck, it is snappy as shit though, off the, right there. Holy crap. It's a tiny bit too much fuel. It's really good there though. So it's just right off of idle. It's just a tiny bit too much fuel on tip-in. And I have these tip-in tables lower than I've ever had any tip-in table before on any Subaru with these injectors ever. That's how weird it is. I don't understand what's going on. Honestly, I just don't understand. this off, turn that on. See if I can get a good trace. But you can't trace without that. No, trace isn't working at all. Because I have a comparison map open. Alright, close that, close that. Put that on. Goes right there. Okay. And that goes right there. Alright. Well, that might have been lean that time. Nope. That one was a little bit, yeah. That's crispy though. That's it. I mean, my tipping is 0, 0.1, 0.3, 0.38. Like it is the lowest I've ever had for this. On a Subaru in below freezing temperature, an issue that can't be fixed by a tune. Is running 85 on a Subaru in below freezing temperature an issue that can't be fixed by a tune? I don't know what that means. What do you mean? What's wrong? Do you mean starting the engine? Yeah, you're fucked. With port injection? Good luck. Yeah, that's tough. A low compression engine that's made of aluminum in freezing cold temperatures with ethanol. If you're 85%, you're going to need really big coil packs with a huge gap on the spark plugs to hope to get that thing to light. That's tough. 40 or 50%, that's doable. Now, if your engine was higher compression, like I run 9 or 10 to 1 in my cars, if you're up there, especially at 10, it's a lot easier. Still hard, but easier. If that's what you're talking about. That's the only issue I can think of. I don't know what else you mean by is running it in below freezing temperatures an issue that can't be fixed by a tune. So the only thing I can think of is that you mean by starting. Because once they're running, whatever, it's good. But, you know, you're looking at like so little benefit to that, to go in that high. You know, in freezing temperatures, your air temp, this is going to be cold as shit. Your fuel temp's going to be low. It's sitting in a tank, it's getting icy cold. You know, like E30, E40, you're going to get way better fuel economy. You're going to get almost as much power. You don't need as much of the cooling that that you would need in the summer with full ethanol. E40 is great. It's awesome. I try and keep my cars all at 40% year round because the gains are just so significant in that 40% range. If I go to the track, I'll throw more in it, not because I'm looking to get more power, because I want more protection. But 40 year round is awesome. I think my BMW right now is only at 23% on that car. That car fires up no matter what's in it. But it's direct injected, right? Direct injected is a lot better because you're not port injected. You're not shooting on the back of an intake valve, right? And that's one thing, too, that I don't know if Subaru has the ability to do that. I never looked at it, really. But if I could change the injection timing when it was cold only, that would be beneficial for that. Let's see. I think it's just based on RPM, though, load. Yeah, just RPM and load. I mean, if you could You could probably change the axes on that table if you're running, like I said, like a factory ECU, to have 200 RPM in there, and then in the 200 RPM slot, change the injection timing to like 160. And then that would shoot when the intake valve was open right into the cylinder. Bounce off the back of the valve and get it distributed in the cylinder more. Where instead, what happens is you typically have it at 360 to 400 and it's shooting at the back of a closed valve. And it shoots back there and pulls up. Then the valve opens and it like runs out the back of the valve, right? Doesn't get in the cylinder very easily. So I should test that. I should try that on my other car. Run really high ethanol and pull the injection timing down to when the valve is open, just during cranking. And see how much it helps with high ethanol. I imagine it would help a lot, because it would definitely get more distributed. Whereas like when the engine's running, the back of a closed valve is really beneficial. That intake valve gets really hot, the port's really hot, and so shooting it at the back of the valve actually makes it atomize more, and it puts it down there at the bottom and makes it, atomize. And then when during overlap with some exhaust gets pushed into the intake, that heat hits that fuel too, and it helps it atomize even more. So early injection timing on a running warm engine is beneficial, but on a cold engine, I don't think it's beneficial. So being able to change your injection timing based on coolant temp would be pretty cool. I could do that on a standalone, but I definitely can't do that in the factory software. But I could see on high ethanol and cold temps where there would be an advantage to that. So, anyways, I suppose also, I don't know how. I'm going to try it on this table right here. Let's find out. So I'm going to take this one, that one down to my idle speed, this one down to 200, and then right here, I'm going to go 160 degrees, like that. I'm going to do that on both my injection tables. 700, 200, and then 160. Okay. Oh. Okay, the lowest it lets you go is 180, unless I typed 180. Nope. 180 is the lowest it lets you go. Okay. Now, granted, it's cranking really slow. So it's cranking really slow, so you have plenty of time for your pulse width to go in. 180 is fine. The intake valve doesn't close for another 40 to 60 degrees anyways, so that's okay. You should be able to get all of your pulse in before the valve shuts in that situation. So that should be okay. 180 would work. Okay, so I did that. I'm going to disconnect from ECU. Okay. And then now we're not on ethanol right now, but I'm going to see how it affects the pump gas start. Boy, getting that thing together, I'm just edging the whole time. All right. If you know what that means, you think that's funny. Okay. What ambient is attempt to swap to pump gas? Well, I don't ever swap to pump gas, so there isn't one. But to reduce the concentration by adding more pump gas, I would say full ethanol starts to show starting issues around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So around 50 Fahrenheit, you start to see more issues with startup and below. So I would say starting there, I would begin to bring my mixture down from 85 to 50% or so at around 50, and then down to like 30% by freezing would be like what I would do if I was having issues with my startup. Now, factory cars fire batch in startup. These cars fire batch. They run a 360-degree sync during startup, and then 720 happens at some point during the startup process. So the first fire is batch fire, which is all the injectors at once. So I don't know how much that's affected by these injection timing maps, but let's find out. That didn't start very well. That fired to life, so I don't know. But obviously, this isn't ethanol. I just wanted to see if it would be bad or not. Tipping's still crispy. Tipping's good on this, so that's good. It's gonna be good. All right, so I think I just do one more pull on pump, and then that's it, because there's no reason to run this thing hard on pump. Since he's going to run ethanol a lot. So my goal is to get him to around... Oh, no, I got to check my air fuels up top. That's right, because I changed that. So I got to do a little air fuel adjustment up top. That's crispy. It feels good. Crispy. The 2 sets is not active yet for some reason. Probably because I pissed it off. As soon as it got active on the last startup, I turned it off, so. Oh, interesting. The dam is at 875? Do I have that set as a default? Have I just not noticed that that's what I have it set at? No? Huh. So when in my startup there, in that little rev, did it drop? That's crazy. Probably because the O2 wasn't active. Probably ran rich misfired, and that sure feels good though. Yeah, this fucking runs great. Alright, let's do this again. We're at 194. There's that feedback knock again. It's right at the onset of the pull, even though I pulled a bunch of timing out of it a minute ago. And the tip-in's actually a smidge on the rich side. It's still pulling a bunch of timing right there. Not right there. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Typically when they drop 30 horse, they spun a bearing. But that could be because my dam was dropped down earlier. A bearing could explain the noise. stop sign? Right here, it needs a little fueling adjustment. I'm swinging back and forth between two spots on the fuel map, and it's going all over the place. So let me adjust that. Where's that happening? So a big thing there. Is that what I'm seeing? Yes, that's where it's at. There it goes, nice and smooth. That one needs to go up right there. This one needs to go down a smidge. This can go down a couple percent. This one can go up. And this one goes down. Okay. "130-degree IAT could be hitting some compensation maps." Hopefully it's hit at like 120, 110, yeah. Intake air temp should be... Is my log showing up on the screen there for you guys? I don't know if my log was showing up. It better be hitting some by 130. Shit, that's fucking hot. That should be coming way down. A lot of people take those factory time maps, or they take the ignition maps and... Fuck! Crashed again. Yeah, I think I have 4 degrees taken off at 130 charge temp. But that ain't happening on this car, because it's a... it's a front mount, and it's 40 degrees outside, so we're definitely not hitting 130 on it. Oh no, that's atmospheric temperature on that dynograph. So that's the temperature at the air filter. So that temperature sensor is set next to the air filter. So that's engine bay temp at the filter where it comes in. That's not fed into the ECU. That's just fed in the dyno so that I can plot it and see what kind of temps it's seeing and stuff. And then it goes through a front mount, and it's, like I said, it's like 40 degrees outside right now. So that front mount is cold. Where are all my fucking logs going? What the hell? Tuner, Subaru. Weird. My logs aren't saving. The most recent log I have is from the 10th. That's whack. What is going on? Huh. We just did a poll, right? Okay. For the Subaru, yeah. In this case, because we're running speed density, Well, in all cases, whenever I can, I put the IAT sensor post intercooler. I do it on all the cars. MAF control, top mount, front mount, whatever. Especially top mount cars. Top mount cars especially, since the top mount is so unpredictable and so subject to heat soak from engine bay temperatures and all that. I always move the intake air temp into the intercooler. It's the best thing you can do to keep a STI engine alive. Post intercooler, right on the end tank, right in front of the throttle body on the bottom. We just drill and tap an IAT sensor right there. Feed that to the ECU, and that adjusts temperature based on actual charge temp. And you want to do anything to save a 257 from blowing ring cylinder 4, that's number one. Number 2 is a cooling mod. But number 1 is definitely give the ECU the correct charge temperature so that it can give the engine the correct timing. Unfortunately, with these top mounts, the intake air temp is in the MAF, right? So the ECU goes, oh, look at that. We're at 80 degrees. Well, you're at 80 degrees because you were sitting in the light and the whole thing soaked to 150, 200, and then you start to accelerate and immediately it pushes cold air into the intake. The MAF sees 80 degrees now at the MAF, tells the ECU, oh, it's 80 degrees, but that intercooler is still 200 freaking degrees. So you end up having 200 degree charge temps with 80 degree indicated temps, or 80 degree ignition timing, and shit goes poof. What the heck? Oh, I'm about to be surprised. Hello.
What you doing?
I'm ordering a pizza.
What?
Ordering a pizza.
Ordering a pizza?
Yeah. No, I'm tuning a car.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So what's the plan with that car?
Stock engine, so I can keep my classing for another year while I'm getting used to it. Then we'll put the big engine.
What's the big engine?
RB25.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, do they have the engine for that, or do you have it, or?
Nope. We are trying to source a JDM one, but the guys don't have one right now. So it's got to be an rev up to keep my classing.
Gotcha.
It's bullshit.
Sounds like fun.
I can't just put an HR in it and call it good.
Figures.
Yep.
I mean, will they see like a little thing on it? Like, how will they know?
If I get classed and they know what they're looking for, the cam cover is different.
Oh. Just have custom cam covers made with just middle fingers like this right on there, stick it out. They pop the hood and they're like...
They might be like, oh, that's not stock.
Right.
Like, they could then be like, oh, the cam cover's not stock, so how do we know the engine's stock?
Sure.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
The CCA sucks. Like, I feel like I should be able to put any year 350Z engine in because it's the same displacement, but it's not the same engine code, technically.
Right, but all the 350s for the most part fit in the same class, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
They're all in the same class. It's not like I'm going out of my class by putting an HR in there. Yeah.
Right.
No, I know. It's dumb.
And what year is that one?
2006.
And what year is the HR?
2007.
Perfect.
Yeah, half of 2007. I think they did half rev up, half HR for 2007.
Perfect.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Lane is like, I'm dragging my feet on trying to do an engine because I just want you to put the RB in. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, let's put the RB in.
Keep my classing.
I have mine in the coupler between the throttle body and the top mount. Oh, that's a tight fit right there for sure. 200 degree charge temps. Bye bye exhaust valves. Fuck the exhaust valves. Bye bye pistons. Exhaust valves can handle shit no problem. All right, so 3/8 of a tank. I guess I could dump ethanol in here, do some calculations, and see where we're at, and build a map based on that. I guess I'm gonna have to. Beep, 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 beep. I'm tired. Let's see. Let's look at this graph and see what the power looks like. Still have a little wiggle right there. Same spot every time. Now this one I did have a rich dip there too. Right, you guys saw the rich dip there. right there. But is that enough for ridge tip to cause that much of a wiggle in power? Also, notice how flat this power is. It's not climbing. It's not going up. It looks like the boost curve. That seems weird. Alright, well, let's review this log, see what's going on. Oh, I can't review a log. It disappeared for some reason. My computer didn't save it. Oh, here it is. Aha! Nope. Wait, what? What's going on here? No, those are previous logs. Alright, so I'm gonna do a poll. Do one more poll. Yeah, fuck. I don't know. This is weird. I don't like how much it's fallen off. I do have the timing really soft. It's really soft, especially for a B25 head. Let's throw some timing up top. See what happens. Oops, not a line. Oh, that's going to affect it. Oh, my fucking access port is still locked up from the software crashing last time. Can you guys hear this car rattling? That's the door card. But this whole thing just goes all the time. That might be the window regulator in the door coming loose on its mount. Because I moved the window and it stopped rattling. Huh. Okay. Claptrap. Alright, so at 52, I don't have any timing going up. Here I have some. Here I got a little bit. A little bit. Okay. So I added about 2.5 degrees towards red line. That's the only change I'm making. Let's see. This time I'll take a log. And I'll hit save this time as well. Ooh, this center diff is weak. Well, I definitely wanted timing. But it still looks like the boost curve. Alright. And timing goes to cam timing. 68.7. Alright. So, this has got aftermarket cams. Aftermarket cams are weird. Sometimes they want to be zeroed out. Like factory ones really soon, and sometimes they don't. And this one seems to be dipping really hard where it zeroes out. So maybe I need to add 5 degrees to the intake cam and see how that responds up top. I gotta wiggle it at 55 as well. I still have a lot of advance there, so maybe I just do a step change. We'll go 25 degrees to 15 degrees, like that, and then I'll do, I keep saying like that, like you can see it, on the intake timing, and see what happens. Because that definitely increased the power, but still that same wiggle. We've got more climb now, so that's good. Now, oh, this is so fun. Okay, let's do Dino-Graph games. Yeah, Dino-Graph games. Let's do this. What am I making? 425. Woo! Look at that. Look how much bigger it is. Look at it, it's going steeper even. Look how much bigger and steeper it is. Ooh, let's change this more. Let's do more Dino-Graph games. Let's go 100. Wow, look at that. Look at the shape of that curve. Yeah, it's really climbing up here at top. Just that same dip. People do that shit all the time. Alter the dynograph axes to give you a more appeasing shape. It happens all the time. It's so annoying. I'm going to check the timing and see if I had any excessive timing or anything up top. Nope, no, not a single time pull. It was happy all the way to the red line. Boost pressure was really steady all the way through the pull. The timing went up from 16 at 6,000 to 20 by 75. So we had a nice little timing ramp at the end, like the factory cars do. 12 degrees of timing at peak boost at 4,500. So probably actually maybe should pull a little bit out of that spot right there, really. At 4 to 45 at peak is probably where I need to pull some out. So it isn't that it's not climbing much, it's that I'm asking too much of it down low. Because we definitely don't want to be lifting heads on this thing. Oh yeah, right here there's a little bump. Let's pull that bump out. Like that. And then see if that does us anything at the low end. Okay, did that. And then I changed the cam timing for the top end. I actually added cam timing at 7. God damn it. I don't know. I think this engine's failing. I think that's what's going on. I think she's about to take a shit on me. It definitely feels like it's about to take a crap. Judging by that drop in power there, I think it's about to spin a bearing if it hasn't already. I just don't have confidence in it right now. It's not responding to the changes that I make like I think it should. And yeah, I just pulled some timing out of it. I pulled timing out of it less than 5,000. Oh, it knocked that pull. It pulled 4 degrees on itself, on its own, that pull. And that started at 4,000 at 10 degrees. It decided that 10 degrees was too much. Pulled timing down to 7 through 5,000. And then held a 3-degree retard all the way to red line. Okay, so I missed that. But why? I mean, 7 is definitely way too little. So it must just be loud. Because it is a forged motor. Let me look at my NOx settings, see if they're factory for my NOx sensitivity. It might still be factory. I probably not changed them. I probably didn't even change them. Oh yeah, that's all stock. Yep, and it's really, 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 really sensitive right at 4K where this keeps happening. Wow, that's that low? 3.1? I don't remember the 04 STI being that sensitive, Jason, do you? 3.1 at 4K? Jesus, most of these cars were like 3.2 to 3.7 across the freaking board on this thing. And this thing is at 3.1 with forged pistons, so okay, I need to bump that up a smidge. Especially in that region right there. Okay, that's going to make a big difference. That's going to make way more sense. 3.1. Okay, sure. Good. But that still doesn't answer the wiggle. What's with that freaking wiggle? Is that the dyno? The dyno does do weird shit sometimes. Let me see. Let's change that. Bring that run back up by itself. I've changed cam timing. I've changed ignition timing. And... oh! I was looking at the wrong graph. The wiggle's a lot less. I mean, it still dips, but it's less. Like, it's... look at that. Yeah, pump the window. That's the regulator. The window track is probably loose in the door. Or it's the window rattling on the track. Yeah, that's better, actually. Okay. I was looking at the wrong color. Let me see. I pulled the one before that up. Let's take a look. Close. So, you see how swoopy this dip is. Now it's more linear. It's not as bad. So cam timing made a difference, as would having 3 more degrees of timing. But cam time made a difference up there. I gotta change this graph because those words are annoying now. Let's put this back the way it's supposed to be. Let's go 450 so I can at least see it. And then 0 like it's supposed to be. Stop with that fuckery. Yeah, so you climb and then a taper. I mean, that looks like a more normal horsepower curve, honestly, for only B cams. That's more normal than this wiggle action going on. But still, that's not right? Still, that's just not quite. It's not right. I'm going to move the dyno, because sometimes the dyno does weird shit with loading. So I'm going to move the bed a smidge. And see if it's just loading, because sometimes what it'll do is it'll load the tires unevenly and like switch the torque on it, and that'll cause it to do wiggles and stuff. So just move that a smidge and see if that helps. All right, that's a lot better though. That's a lot better. It's almost like it doesn't like the cam timing getting pulled out. Like the cam is too big, and it doesn't, or the cam's too, not big. Let me think about this. So I'm retarding the cam. And so, yeah, the cam duration is too long. I'm retarding it to the point where it's blowing charge back out the intake port, because piston's moving back up and it's pushing it back out. And also, I mean, getting rid of overlap isn't that big of a deal, but I do get rid of overlap, which is why you do it in the first place, why you have ABCS. But I could already be absent of overlap. Like, I could already gotten rid of overlap, and now all I'm doing is just hurting the top end by retarding it too far. So I'm going to make it a flat 10 degrees. From 64 to red line is 10 degrees of advance on the ABCS table. Okay, and oh, I got to flash that knock change. Otherwise, it's going to just do the same fucking thing. Boy, my mouth today. Potty mouth. You guys know what the corpus callosum is? It's a portion of your brain that connects the two halves. And sometimes I wonder if I damaged mine. I took some falls, motocross racing and snowboarding. Snowboarding without a helmet was stupid. I only did that for a couple of years. But I took some hits and I took a hit so hard to the head that my pupils were different sizes for like an hour, like this. Which probably explains a lot. But I wonder if I damaged some of that, because sometimes I feel like I'm a slightly different person. Sometimes I am so tolerant and just like good, and then sometimes I feel like I'm swearing a lot and I'm having nightmares I'm still in the military, like last night, things like that. So I don't know, maybe it's that, or maybe it's just a touch of PTSD from my military. I don't know. 12 years in the military can do that to you. So, but I find myself saying things sometimes And as I'm saying it, I'm like, I shouldn't be saying that. And it still comes out. Or it's happening and I'm trying to stop myself from saying it and I can't stop myself from saying it. I'm like, no, something else, something else, something else. And that's what comes out. Or I say it and I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? So, I don't know. That's weird to me. Anybody else deal with that? I'll say something and immediately go, why did I say it like that? What was that? Okay, now I realize I made 2 changes for the same issue. Excessive smoothing. Oh yeah, that's another one too. Yeah, this time it has no smoothing adjustment. Like I have no ability to change the smoothing on this. So like, what you see is what you get with this. And so when things are rough, I do too. But it's so weird because it's just like. Uh-oh. My OBS is wigging out. Drums. Says I have no connection to the server. Says I have internet access. Oh, fuck. This all works. This all works. I don't think it's my internet because I'm connecting fine to the websites. So it might be OBS. YouTube is not responding, okay? YouTube is not receiving enough video. Yeah. Okay. Ethernet is not getting jack. Oh, here we go. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi's trying really hard right now. Holy moly. Why is it sending so much data? Okay, so for some reason Wi-Fi is sending... I must have a program updating in the background or something. Because my send rate is off the charts right now. Who's using my network? Chrome is using a bunch. And OBS is using a bunch. That's it. Alright. Says it's back now. Says my frames are back. And that stuff's back. Okay. Yeah, Chrome was wigging out. Alright, I'm going to reduce my bitrate though on OBS. It's set really high. I don't need it to be that high. So let me just adjust that really quick. Yeah, definitely not to be that high because I don't have anything to show. do that. Alright, well I set it to a lower value, but my bit rate is still really high, so it is what it is. Let's close that. Yeah, I run Chrome. I run Chrome. I need ethanol.
Huh?
I need ethanol.
You need it? Okay. Matt Martin's car, aftermarket time and don't hit, right?
Yeah. What's the status of the next car?
It's done.
It's done? Okay. I wonder if the issue is from AnyDesk. Because that's going from one computer to the other. And then through here. I wonder if there's an issue with that. I don't know. Alright, through the whole pull, I got no timing pulls, which makes sense because I pulled that knock threshold up in that mid-range there a little bit. Air fuels look good. Cam timing is higher, like I had it. Let's clear all these out and see if anything changed. Maybe power just dropped more because I locked it at 10 instead of letting it go to 0. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so the power fault. Sorry, English, my first language. Power fell harder, but that just looks like shit. That looks like pure butt. You see how much richer it got too. That locking the cam timing at a high value, I lost VE. So the cam timing was correct before. Huh. I don't know. I don't know why this power curve falls so hard. I mean, the timing is at 22 degrees by red line here at 75 RPM on pump. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like pushing that very hard on these things. So really starting from 6,000, the VE is dropping because it was leaner across that whole range. And that's what I did here. 6,000 does have more timing than it had before. So I'm going to say that the cam timing was better before. This car is just angry. Something wrong. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm hitting a flow rate limit of something, it seems like. Something is happening. Cam timing has minimal effect on it. Ignition timing had minimal effect on it. Boost is flat, right? Boost is flat, so that's been having a minimal effect on it. Come on. Boost is like a freaking plateau. It's like a goddamn table. Oh. I wonder if I have a blow-off valve lifting some, or it is a turbo short wastegate. I don't know. I mean, a 10-degree rise in ignition advance or more from peak boost to red line is a lot of rise, and I don't know. Let's see what my wastegate frequency is. What I got it set at 25. Oh, that's fine. What is it? What is it? What is it? Intake temp actually drops during the pull. It goes from 57 to 54, so it actually drops. It's getting cooled off by the intercooler more. Boost error is within half a pound the whole time. Wastegate duty is nice and steady. I don't know. I don't know why the power is flatlining like that. Seen other streams that have problems with YouTube and Chrome with YouTube crashing. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not streaming through Chrome. I'm streaming from OBS. I only opened Chrome to test my internet connection. So Chrome is closed. Usually, I just opened it to check the internet connection. All right. Well, I'm gonna add a smidge to the boost and have this boost go up a smidge on pump gas. I'm gonna have it go up a couple psi towards redline, and then I'm gonna change my cam timing. Again, that's 2 changes, which isn't a good idea. Oops, I'm not live. That's 2 changes, which isn't a good idea to do to try and troubleshoot which one's which. But one of those changes is just putting the cam time back to where it was before. So I don't think that change really counts. So I'm going to just put a little taper in the boost here. And see what it looks like. Oh, but that will probably exceed my boost limit. Let's double check that boost limit. Yes. That will exceed my boost limit. I mean, the boost does fall. I mean, we look closely at that. We can see the boost is tapering off some. I just feel like that power is not climbing enough. But these are small cams. These aren't my cams. These are just small cams. They're bigger than stock. And they perform better than stock. I really like them, but there was a few things about this build that were pretty budget in bad ways. One of them is the turbo kit. It is not a good turbo kit. So who knows? Maybe it's maybe that's hurting the power up top too. The ability for it to carry power. Seem to start fine with those previously changed injection timing settings. Somebody's at my house. I see a vehicle. Who is it? Oh, interesting. I can't connect to my freaking... Can't connect to my ring. Someone cut the hard line. Ah. It's Amazon. My shelves are here. Nice. That'll be good. That reminds me, I needed to do something else. What was I supposed to do? There was something else I was supposed to do today. Don't remember. I'm sure the wife will love that. The center diff is weak. Highly superior audible memory. I need to look that one up. Most of my memory is pictures. Shapes and pictures. This thing's loud. This thing is loud. Still rich. Oh, but I did add boost, right? So some of that's expected because like I said before, the VE is a little funky on this thing. Still rich up top. Still wiggle. What the fuck? Well, that's weird. It changed the axes on both at the same time. Alright, that's cool. Didn't expect that, though. And road speed's linear, which means the dyno is giving me a straight linear curve, which would be expected. That's what it's supposed to do, even though I don't like it. It's supposed to do that. I want to track it effort. Rear. Come on now. Okay, so rear has most of the power, 3565, right? Still that dip at the same place, 68. Ignition, I mean. 18, 18, 19, 19, 19, 5, 20, 25, 21, 21, 5, 22. Smooth that whole region, okay? Cam timing, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 8. 2 degree change to, oh. Didn't go back to 0. Did I not change that in real time? I'm still on the same cam time map. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. That's weird. I could have swore I changed that cam timing back to what I had. Okay, we'll do it again. I'm gonna hit save again. Okay. Still the wiggle though. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. This car's loud. It's got a very unique exhaust note. That looks like less wiggle. Looks like a lot less wiggle. So I guess that cam timing made a difference. Being set correctly. Hey, look at that. Jeez Louise. That took so much effort. Look at that. That was one change. That was cam timing is the only change. And it was from 4,000 to red line that I changed it. Well, there you go. Okay, that is plenty on pump. That is plenty on pump. Let's look at my log. Cam timing. That was a smooth transition like it was supposed to. Oh, yeah, let's look at the airfield trace. Let's do that. .10/8. Look at the difference. Cam timing, whoop, leaned it right out. Remember, there's speed density, so that kind of stuff will happen. So, cam timing leaned it out. And that means more airflow. More airflow means more power. So, sure enough, look at that. 100 percentage-wise, what is that? Let's go. Let's look at percentage-wise. How much airflow percentage change created a power change? So, we've got 70. Let's not guess. Let's not even guess. Let's just bring the cursor up. Okay, so right here, I've got 71, and there I've got 74. So, or air, I should say. Interesting. I mean, we're looking at a reduction in exhaust back pressure as well. So, and more charge, but the more charge would be seen in the change in the fueling. So, peculiar. How about the boost? Maybe the boost is slightly different in those two poles too. When you change that cam timing, it's possible that you change the back pressure and change the boost, but this one is, no, that is identical. Well, there you go. I got the hiccups now. I wonder if I should pull some fuel out here. I don't know. I like it being rich. If I'm making enough power, this is more than enough power. I'm making enough power. Why try and make more, or why make it less safe by making it richer or leaner? So, fuck it. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. That's good. Alright, save. Oh, what's the calculated load during that? Calculated load goes up to 367 and down to 348. Okay. 367's right here, 348's right there. Sorry, I'm setting up another map so I can put ethanol in it. Alright. I think I got all that stuff made. All my changes. Let me save that as new map. My goal is going to be about E50. I think I can hit it. I think I can hit E50 with it. I'm going to flash this. And then we'll go strip an ethanol on. Probably should have added. Probably should put the fuel in before I change the map. So it'll run rich initially until the ethanol hits, which doesn't take too long on these things because they're return style. I'll have to give it some time to shake up and and mix and everything. I'm back on the old laptop for today, as you can tell by the grainy picture quality. That camera could be dirty too. Who knows? Do I have anything to wipe it with other than my greasy finger? Nope, still grainy. It's a little better, but still grainy. All right, I'm gonna add some fuel. Smells like fuel. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Somebody didn't put the fucking spout on the goddamn can all the way. Not funny! I'm covered in ethanol. Yeah, I said not funny. Not having that screwed on all the way. All over my legs and the dyno. I put it in and just. I mean, it wasn't even like a trickle. It was like it didn't have a lid on it. Yeah. Yeah. You got any more? I mean, this will probably get me 40%. I'm wearing ethanol because the lid wasn't screwed on the ethanol all the way.
So you know, not funny?
Yes.
Wade thought it would be hilarious. He was like, I'm
I'm
going
sure.
to get down.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I told you probably did, but I think you should. So. Actually, what you should do is wait for it at dinner tomorrow night when we got the grill going. Throw the ethanol blade in the grill.
Oh yeah, what are we doing?
Fuji.
You're doing Fuji? Okay. What if I just drop kick them? Just, you know,
Fuji at 6:30.
both feet
The
in.
chef's going to be like going to hit chicken and Dom's going to throw a fork. He's like, oh, that plate's all.
Or he's gonna do the fucking volcano, and then that's when Dom has a little cup of ethanol.
Yeah.
Do you have it reserved already?
Yeah.
Do you have room for Teresa?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
You got it?
Yeah.
I set it up with 6:30 because I know you have a tune there.
Yep.
So I was like, worst case, if you run long, we have time, but if not, that's tough for weekend. Do whatever.
All right, ethanol gauge. What are you gonna tell me? Cold. Okay, starting to go up. Oh, I heard the car change. Fuel pump just changed. Was that ethanol? It might have been gasoline. My fingers don't smell like ethanol. They smell like gasoline. It might have been a very low mix. Hey! Oh, sorry guys. I forgot my mic is right there. Just peaked all the mics.
You called? Pump gas?
Yeah, that was pump gas. We just had 5 gallons of gasoline. Do you remember filling it now with gasoline?
Don't remember. I'm assuming that was probably the one we used.
The one that we spewed all over the place because the top wasn't in? Yeah.
Things are kind of lining up.
Yeah, are they? The can that says ethanol only, someone put gasoline in?
Well, shit.
Yep.
I would say take it up with the other guy.
Well, it's 1 o'clock. Let's get this thing off the dyno so we can get the other car on it so I can tune the other car.
10.
We gotta pull fuel out of this. Does this even have an ethanol sensor? Because this thing doesn't say anything.
I mean, I doubt that fucking Jim's gonna ever put ethanol in it anyway.
Is there an ethanol sensor in there?
Yeah. Oh wait, no.
I don't think there is.
Oh no, it has a common
What? Oh, okay. Alright.
I mean, technically, it should be around 9.
It says 10.
Sweet.
The exact same as it was 5 gallons ago.
Well, fuck.
Yep.
You know what? I wonder if this can has ethanol in it. 'Cause I put it in the weed eater and it only runs with the choke on.
God damn it. It's a fucking clown show here all the time. It's a fucking circus.
A little fruity.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely ethanol. Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered why it only ran on half choke.
You gotta empty that out, ruin that carb. So do you wanna get some wrenches?
Yeah.
We gotta do the return though because I can't just turn the pumps on with this one. I have to run the engine, so it's gotta be the return off the regulator.
Really?
Yeah. Where's the regulator on this?
Right there.
Oh, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Just pop that return line off and jam that in the return line. Pop it off here if you want here.
They're hose clamps.
Oh.
Because it's an early car, that's why I
Right.
say that.
Right. So there or down there.
But I think we should be able to.
All right. Well, I'll grab the ethanol only jug. Are you gonna put gasoline back in the ethanol only jug, or are you gonna get in the jug?
No, I got another jug.
No. To put.
Oh, no, I got it.
Ugh. This is the kind of stuff you get rid of in post production. Well, as long as you can get rid of the pump gas out of this thing fast enough, then I'll leave it on the dyno. But I want to be done by 1:30 latest because I gotta tune another car. Luckily, it's car I've already tuned. I just need to tweak some spots to get the tip in better because it's just not quite right. And we added a different intake to it, so I read the map cal. So hopefully, with a non-shit intake and a couple small tweaks, I can make the other car run well. So hopefully that one doesn't take very long. But I got shit to do. I gotta go home. I got a car to finish working on the lift at home. I've got my shelves are here, so I got to get the kitchen cleaned up. Sorry for the door. Got to get the kitchen cleaned up. My wife does not like it when the kitchen is messy like it is right now, but it's got liquor bottles all over it. So I had this old cart from the 60s that my grandma had. And my mom got it from her, obviously, when she passed. And so it's this old cart. And this old cart is like a serving cart. It's all wood. It's the 60s round wood, it's all just that styling. The casters with the big round balls, on it. And that thing fits a lot of liquor bottles on it. So I have tons and tons and tons of whiskey and scotch and tequila and vodka, etc., on this cart. And it's starting to overflow. It's on top of the fridge. It's in one of the cabinets on the bottom shelf. Anytime there's a rare release of a whiskey or something, I go grab a bottle or two. So I've got whiskey bottles, bourbon, stuff everywhere, basically. So finally I said, that's it. I need to get a liquor cabinet. And I had wanted to do a wet bar and some cabinets and stuff. And I got a quote. They wanted $6,000 for just the cabinet section with no countertop, no sink, nothing. And I told them they could suck a dick because it was only 80 inches long of a wall. It wasn't like this big long wall. 80 inches, that was it. And they wanted just an insane amount of money. So I gave them the birds and haven't done anything yet. So then a few weeks ago, I was looking for a bottle and I was like, this sucks. This just looks like shit. I need to get something. So I said, you know what? I'll just buy like a liquor cabinet or a... it's insane what they wanted. Literally, it would have been 2 base cabinets or maybe 3. Oh, yeah, it was 3 because I think I had drawer, cabinet, maybe it was that, and then 2 cabinets above it on the wall with a shelf in between, right? So they were literally just doing 2 wall cabinets and maybe 3 base cabinets for a total of 80 inches on the base and only 2 wall cabinets that were like, 20 something inches wide. That was it, and they wanted $6,000, and I was like, what? And these are the people that I got my cabinets for my kitchen before at the same place. I go, it was $6,500 for all the cabinets for my entire kitchen before. And so F those people. So I started going to furniture stores and I found this cabinet. And it was a wine/serving cabinet. It has glass upper doors. It has enclosed slider cover thing, you know, on them. They're not actually doors; they slide, so there's nothing that swings open, which is great. Because I mean, you can't slam anything on bottles or any of that kind of stuff, and nothing's gonna be left out in the way. So the doors slide, 2 glass sliding doors, and then 2 solid. You can't see through doors on the bottom. And I started putting the whiskey in there, and it isn't even close to fitting. Like, that cart held so much freaking whiskey, I can't believe it, because there's like a third of it is made it into the thing. Hold on, wait. Well, it's 2 pumps at 100 right now, but they'll drop to 33 here in a second.
Fucking access boards.
I know.
Stock DC bullshit.
I know. There it is. Look at that. How many gallons did it do in the post start? About a gallon. It was about a gallon of fuel there in just that post start section. And now it's going to be a lot slower.
Yep.
I mean, I could set the base and do a reflash, but in that time, I'd probably have the same amount of fuel.
Are you hungry or are you just...
Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm definitely hungry.
Good. What do you want? Or what sounds good?
Something healthy-ish.
I would agree with that.
I just had a wonderful case of hot acidic diarrhea there in the bathroom, so yeah, it's great. But I haven't eaten anything today, so all I had was, I had a caffeine-free Americano,
Yeah?
which is not caffeine-free because they have like 97% out, so there's like 3% caffeine in there.
Yeah.
And my body is so sensitive that even 3% caffeine, so about 4 milligrams in a double shot Americano, was enough to have me trotting. Yeah,
Cycle it again?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, you know, something relatively healthy. Something like maybe a sandwich or a salad or a sushi or something like that.
I got my swing arm parts from Tom.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, they're here. Well, he sent me those pictures. I sent them to you.
Gotcha.
Here, man.
It should go to 66 when I rev it. See the pump pickup?
He gave it to be my age, that's what I was like, he in the middle of the night.
Is that a 6-gallon container?
Something like that.
Because that means there's no fuel outside the tank anymore.
Yay.
So that must be a 6-gallon. That one's a 5. Because we put 5 in it, and we only got, looks like 4 or 5 out of it.
Went right up.
So we have half of the saddle on one side is currently full.
Do you want me to hook the line back up?
Yeah, you might as well. And then we'll just fill it with ethanol. Hold on one second.
You can run it till it dies.
Yeah, but I'll overheat the pumps. I don't want to do that. All right. Anyways, so I found a cabinet, and it's about a third of the capacity. But to be honest, to be fair, I'm not using the lower half yet. I haven't adjusted the shelves. The lower shelves are screwed in place. They're still adjustable, but they're screwed in place. And unfortunately, they're at the wrong height to fit anything. So I have to move the lower shelves, make that fit. But still, It's not gonna work. Like that cart fits so much freaking liquor. My bar tops on both sides were almost all covered in bottles. Off of this one cart. It was crazy. I'll show you guys a picture somehow. I wish I could do that. It's on my phone though. Let me see. Did I put it in Discord?
So there's another guy in town doing engine builds.
Yeah, you guys are giving them blocks, aren't you? Aren't you guys giving them blocks?
It's called Subaru Perb.
Superb.
Yeah, but it's spelled Subaru Perb.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, it's rough.
Superb. And he's doing engine blocks?
Yeah, Superb, that's what it is.
And he's doing engine blocks?
He did a whole build on a guy's car. A guy came in yesterday and was asking about getting a tune, and I was like, nah, without looking at it. You can let it idle and drain that saddle.
Is it connected? Okay. Is it leaking? So if you're in the Discord, I posted the picture. That's not all of it.
Nice.
That's not all of the liquor that was on that cart. Just that fucking cart. Can you believe that? It doesn't look like it would hold that much liquor. But that's how much is on that cart. All that shit. That
That's
tiny
crazy.
cart from the 60s held all that shit. And then I get this new cabinet. Did you see the new cabinet?
You told me about it.
God damn it, dude. Fuck pictures. Thank you. Then I get a new cabinet. This guy here. Right?
Looks nice.
Yeah. It's got lower shelves, upper shelves. Actually has a drawer right there. It has a wine bottle section and everything. It's got a light in it. So when I hit the button, bing, bing, bing.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's got a light inside, so that's really cool. So I started filling it up with stuff. I'm going the wrong way.
Just put it on a motion sensor.
Look at
That's it?
it's full. And look, it's just there's still a ton of freaking alcohol in the kitchen. Did I
That's
not get
funny.
it? No. There's still a ton of alcohol in the kitchen. I didn't strip a single one of those bolts though, by the way, on my car.
You didn't?
Nope.
Good.
Yeah. My technique is still solid. Still works.
Good. Really slow and floppy.
You sure it was not a truck? No. So you hold the can gear obviously with the right tool,
Yeah.
and then I use my big 1/2-inch bar. I got a 1/2-inch breaker with a 1/2-inch 10 mil Allen, and you get it on there, and you lock the cam up on something. I put a punch in the crankshaft and lock it on there, and then I get my tension. I'm holding counter torque on the base, and I get good tension on it. I feel the tension, like the whole thing's kind of springy. The bar's kind of springy, and I go 1 with tension on it, 2, 3, and I act like I'm throwing a punch. Just go like that and hit it really hard. It break free every time.
Yeah.
But it's got to be that quick, and you got the counter torque, keep them spinning out, and every time he's and then
Yep.
it crocks every time.
It sucks ass to do them on an engine stand.
Yeah, because you got
Well,
something to stand on. I stand on the legs of the stand,
Yeah.
so I have the pin and the punch in for the one wrench, and I'm standing on the leg, and I'm doing like this as I'm keep the engine stand from flopping over.
If the belt's still on, my yellow gun will take them off most of the time.
Yeah.
But it has that, that quick impact thing.
Yeah, I don't like these impacts too much because of the whole rattling, bouncing on the cams and the lobes and all of that. So
That's why I like to leave the timing belts on them when I do it.
yeah, I left the time belt on it too for more support.
Yeah. Provides a little extra resistance.
Let's see. Does this
Think
picture
you
show it
pulled that
too?
tank over yet?
No, I doubt it. So then this is the cabinet I got, guys. I'm putting that in the Discord. And here you with the lights. And then if that video posts, there we go. And now this picture is it's already full and there's still a bunch of liquor available. My mom was like, "Jesus, do you go to meetings on the weekend?" And I was like, "No, because if I was an alcoholic, I wouldn't have a bunch of full bottles around. I have a bunch of empty bottles around." But I guess with car stuff, it's the same as the whiskey thing. I collect stuff. Kia Ora. It sounds like a
You want
native.
to
Sure. Sounds like a native thing.
It's a
Pacific
I used
Islander.
the Clone a Willy kit to model it.
I don't know what that is.
It's where you clone your dick.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Which part? Just the length or the girth?
The whole thing.
Oh.
That's the fat pad, and then
that's
that's all of it.
Well, I gotta ask your wife about that.
I mean, the problem is
Get
I
it.
didn't put the smoothing on, so it's like sharp edges, but essentially.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I thought you were saying it was like that. That reminds me, the first pornographic cartoon I ever saw, like a, little single thing cartoon, was back in when I was a kid, like high school or before. Wasn't like a Playboy or something, and it showed a dude whose penis was barbed, looked like a Christmas tree.
Nice.
Yeah, and he was like, "But Doc, I can never get it out." That was the cartoon. Totally stupid, but it just stuck in my head because it was the first one I ever seen. All right, so what's this do?
So this is the reducer cup to go down to the smaller bearing on the one side,
Okay, what's this
and
do?
then that's the step down to the smaller bearing as well.
For what? This for the swing arm?
Mm-hmm.
So this goes in the swing arm, this goes in the chassis?
Nope, both in the swing arm.
Both in the swing arm.
Yep. So the chassis has a threaded bolt with that profile on the end of it, right? It's like a tension bolt,
Okay.
and then it's female on the chassis on this side. The swing arm is male and then female.
So just go like this? Or it goes inside?
These don't go together. So this,
Oh, okay.
This goes on one side, and then that goes like that. And then the tension bolt squishes everything up.
So this indexes the swing arm into the chassis.
Yep. Yep. So there's a bearing.
There's a
cup
bearing
and a
there.
seal
Okay.
In the chassis. on that
So
side.
this goes in there.
Yep.
And this is swing arm.
Yep.
And this is bearing.
Yep.
Okay. And then this one fits the other bearing,
Yep. Is the female side of the swing arm.
and the tension rod comes from the
Yep.
chassis into here.
Yeah, and it's threaded and has this exact profile.
And what's this do?
So I can get the bearing out if I need to change
Oh, okay.
it.
Okay. Did I show you my new crank pulley?
No.
I redid the crank pulley.
Did you?
It's pretty sick.
That was cool.
It's pretty fucking sick.
I was excited for it the first time.
No, this one's way cooler than my first one.
Like the fully dampened one, not just the
Yeah,
lightly.
both. Both.
Because it bolts on.
So the light one now, you can buy different weights. Like
Mhm.
I'm making different weights for it, and
That's cool.
it's a press fit. So I have like index rods that would come in a kit, so you can heat the damper or heat the pulley in like the oven,
Mm-hmm.
and then just put the steel piece in the freezer, and then have the threaded rods in the guides, and you just set the pulley down and then drop the steel piece in, because the aluminum expands more than the steel would anyways too. So even though it's press fit, it's great. It lines it up, just drop it in. If you're the customer doing it, and then you don't get a completed one from me. Like if you want to change the weight,
Yeah.
right? So I have a beauty ring, which is a half a pound. I have a 1.5 pound one. I have a 2 pound one and a 2.5 pound one.
Jeez.
And a 3 pound one. And it's just more steel,
Mhm.
but it's put at the outside edge too, so the weight you put on there is more effective.
Yeah.
So I don't think those 3 pound ones are going to sell or anything. I think the 1.5 is going to be the money.
Mm-hmm.
And so it presses in. I got inserts on the backside.
I mean,
so
unless
you
you're
can,
running like a crazy light fly, like a super small clutch.
yeah. In that case,
Right.
you would definitely want to have a heavier crank pulley
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. And then the new damper is hopefully cheaper to manufacture. I'm getting a quote right now. I think it'll be, because I don't have as much work going into the holder of it. It's literally just like a pocket and a plate, and then all the work is in the other piece that I made. So the other two pieces go into it, and I fill it with silicone. So it should be cheaper to make, and it should be affordable this time. Hopefully, we'll see.
Sweet.
The hard part is just some of the materials are still fucking expensive. It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
like a couple $100 of materials. So
That's $50 for the 4140.
I know, it's ridiculous, right? So the material's the killer, but it looks cool. I didn't show you a picture, any?
Mm-mm. No, I didn't even know you were working on it.
Yeah, I've been working on it for a while now. We're trying to brainstorm how to make it efficient, because I wanted to sell the old one.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool? So it's aluminum with steel insert,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's the damper one, because the whole front would be steel, or it's a steel housing, and then there's a damper internally. So that's just the plate for the back. I weld it. I have bevels on there. We'll weld it there and machine it flat after I
So
fill.
the blue is the damping part?
No, that's the cap for it. So this is one piece. damping thing goes inside of it, and that's the cap on the back that
Oh
I
yeah,
got to weld
that's
up.
where it goes. The damping.
It goes
portion.
behind that, yeah.
Nice.
Yep, behind that.
So that gets pressed in and then bolted down.
No, yes.
Yeah.
This whole section gets pressed into the hub. Yep. And then
Sweet.
bolted in. And then the back side, you can't see it because it's covered. There's 4 holes that so you can press it back out if you want to change the weight.
Got it. Is it factory size, or is it an overdrive pulling?
Factory size. It's not over or underdriven. I've contemplated making a smaller one for high RPM engines, so you're not overspinning the alternator and stuff a ton.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I'm going to. I think instead I'm going to just create a slightly larger pulley for the alternator.
That's a good idea.
Just slow the alternator down.
Yeah.
The power steering does seems to do okay anyway, so I could do that too.
Honestly, the power steering could be spun up a little bit.
I mean, higher RPM it is, so
Yeah, but just in general, like even if there's just a slightly smaller pulley for the power steering pump, it'd be cool. So you could like underdrive the alternator, but overdrive the power steering pump.
yeah.
Because the newer cars have such heavy steering. Like you get in a GD and you're like, ooh, this is nice. And then you get in a VA and you're just like cranking on the wheel to get it to turn.
Let's see if I'll show you here. I go this, and then I do section view. Please select a plan of it. Really? You can't do the same thing I do on my fucking computer? Assholes. Come on, stop it. Stop, unselect. Okay. Oh, I'm in the assembly, that's why. Oh yeah, I want the assembly. That's what I want.
You want Jimmy Jones?
Yeah.
What do you want from there?
What do you have on the something porker?
Something like that,
Is
yeah.
that what it's called?
Mhm.
That, lettuce, tomato, onion.
Okay.
You know, just make sure there's no chicken on
Yep.
it.
Works for me.
And no cheese.
I'll go get that rolling.
Thank you. Oh, hey! Apologize, guys, for that. I yelled in your ear. You want to try this fuel real quick? Is that something we're going to call in or app in or what?
What?
You want to call in or app in or for
Chase is
Jimmy's?
doing it.
Oh, okay.
I thought he had the app on his phone, but he doesn't on the computer.
Gotcha. Kia Ora. Oh, it sounds like a native thing to me. Do I want to remote in? I do. But I'm on the dyno right now. Have life or be healthy. It is a native thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Because it sounds like a lot of the native Hawaiian stuff. Kia ora, have life or be healthy. And that which makes sense because it's a New Zealand expression and your name is Optical New Zealand, so that fits. Thank you. 7 Kiwi slang terms you'll hear. All right.
Anti-leak.
Yeah, we can hope. Oh, that's got that strainer in it.
Alright.
Seems to be working though.
You want a super nice snap-on toolbox? It's
What-
only $6,000 now.
Ugh. I don't have $6,000. I do not have that kind of money. Things are fucking tight. This economy
Dude, it's
sucks.
rough.
Yeah.
Based on my current like accounts and stuff like that, I got to be down $20,000 a year, and it's not $20,000 of income; it's $20,000 of extra out.
Yeah. Yeah, the bills are ridiculous. Food's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Things are tight. And I mean, and we were decent shape before.
Yep.
So people that were struggling before
Oh,
are
yeah, I don't know how
are
you're-
homeless right now.
No, we were killing it, rolling into about 23. We were killing it, and
22 killing it. 23
yeah,
started to
23
taper off.
was coasting, right?
Yeah.
Kind of maintaining.
And
then
24 is
23
just hammering. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah,
It's real bad.
no, it's crazy. It's insane. It's like with the income that I have, I should not be even thinking about anything. Like I
Yeah.
should just be fucking taking trips and doing shit, buying islands. Jeff Bezos is my best friend.
I don't know about that,
It's
but
like, shit, we gotta get groceries again. What do you mean we're out of milk?
hey, Mark.
Hey, Jay, is there like a porker sandwich thing?
Ultimate Porker, I think it's called.
Ultimate porker? Something? I don't know if it's gonna blow out of here.
Yeah, it might. It looks like it's got some
Kinda
pressure
feels-
built up.
Feels tight. What? Yeah. Just no cheese in it's for Dom. So, take it needed.
It's for a cop.
It's for
What's the
cheese on that sandwich?
how much are we at? Sandwich, extra spit,
Come here, onions,
lettuce, onion, tomato for me.
lettuce, onion, tomato.
All right. Gas gauge says less than a quarter now. I think we're in good shape. It could go better, Mark. It could go better, but we got some struggles with cam timing and ignition advance, and I forgot to raise the knock threshold to compensate for the piston slap of the loud forged motor, combined with solid engine mounts. So I rose that a little bit. That went a little bit, and that was all it took. Really, just a tiny bit, and it just cleaned right up. Tipping is a little funky in that I've never had to run so little. Yeah. If you look at the curve right now, you see how flat that air fuel is compared to before. I had to undo all the stuff that I did trying to battle that fuel pressure issue or fuel damper issue. Now you see it's way more steady. It'd be even more steady if this wasn't a Cobb car, if it was on like a Link or M-Tron or something, but it seems like this guy rather put the money into things that don't make it run better. So yeah. Anyways, that's what's been going on. But as you can see by the power, 22-ish PSI towards red line. We're making 475 wheel on pump gas. Now that's just the beauty of having cams and a G30-770 right there. That's just how awesome this turbo is. I mean, on a dyno jet, this is probably a 525, 550 at sea level. So, anyways, let's see. Are you sure it was not a truck? Was that for my liquor? Yeah, it's a good time. It'll be good. This guy will definitely enjoy it. It's going to be insanely faster than anything he's had yet. His last car that I tuned is going to be like half the power of, this one's going to be like double the power of his old car. So easily. Let's see, this guy has an issue with his car. Why there is there slow cars? You realize your name is Integra, right? All right. So, ethanol tank. And then let's do an ethanol stuff. Where's the ethanol at?
Should be on there.
Okay, is it a white can?
Yeah.
Oh, but do these fit each other? They don't fit each other, do they? I don't think they fit each other. Funnel. This one's too big, so I need a funnel for this one. Okay. All right.
In front of the battery.
Front of the batteries? Got it. Yep, there it is. Made of concrete. Yeah. Oh yeah. Bam, bam, bam. What do you mean?
They're all catching on fire, but for the last like 2 decades, they never caught on fire.
Well, they weren't lithiums before.
They still have lithium batteries, like most of them lithium for fucking 15 plus years. Why is your 2024 Hummer fucking catching on fire blowing up?
It's so. It's not that. It's just a technology thing. So when they're trying to increase the capacity of a battery, it's a lot like building an engine, right? You gotta have the right bearing clearance,
Yeah.
right, for the flow. You gotta have enough oil through the bearing to cool it, that kind of stuff. Well, when they're trying to get the reactivity between plates to be high, you gotta fit them closer together. You gotta do certain things with materials, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
The problem with that is as you tighten those things up, localized heat goes up, and if you experience excessive heating to a point and something starts to deform a little bit, like a plate warps or whatever, now you've got a short internally. So it's just a matter of getting things tighter to get the higher output for the weight, because batteries are shit anyways.
Yeah, terrible.
Then so that's where. Would you fan me? Got the fans on. Thank you. So it's just that. The technology to build them's gone up, and they figure out the stuff better, and they're trying to jam them close together and get more efficient and all that kind of stuff. And it's just they're not allowing enough room in there, and so shit happens. Or they take a rock, they take an impact, boom, 2 plates that are so close together they shouldn't be that close in the first place. You know, all that stuff, yeah. So they're just outpacing themselves with the technology. They're going too much. There's not enough safety margin there. Razorhead says, "Yep." What are we yepping? Are we yepping the battery stuff, or are we yepping something else? Why is this stuff going to standby? What the hell is going on? Alright, so here we go. I flashed that map. That's funny, when I thought the ethanol was going up, it went bloop, bloop, like up for a second and down, like it does during a poll. And then I was like, wait a second, that's not good. Alright, what's going on here? Come on, connect please. There it goes. There we go. Oh, it's a little better. Now we're seeing some flow. And I almost drained that tank. Oh, she's climbing still. Let me see. Let me just drive it easily. I might need to put some pump gas back in it. Oh, the cabinet. Did I find something? Oh, so Mark, for your 1050s, I just need to order them from ID so that I get a match set of 8. That's all. So they have them. I was checking to see about, because they're different lengths, it'd be cool if they were all the same length, because I just buy a set of 8 for like an LS, and then I have a match set of 8. And so I was looking to see if it was cheaper to get adapters, get 4 adapters, and then buy the short ones, and then adapt them and buy an LS set. So I was trying to figure out if there's a way of saving you some money on that too. Because if I got a set of 8 from an LS that were all 34s, because your kit was what? Your kit was 34, 14, 14, and then it was 40 something, 14 something. I forget what they were, but they were 2 different sizes. And so I was trying to see if I could just buy an LS set of 34s and then buy the adapters to make 4 of them longer for your rail and see if that was cheaper. So that's what I was trying to find out. Because otherwise I got to buy them from ID and get 2 match sets just like that quote that you had. So. Alright, ethanol looks like it's stabilizing at 58. That should work. Let's do a pull. We're at 207 coolant temp, so. That sounded loud. Oh, yeah. Wait, what? What the fuck does that say? What? Elaine! Does it say 69 or 89? 69. Okay, good. But I should double check my injector duty cycle because that might be.
What?
Hello, Don
Not too
speaking.
much. Why so much?
What's up?
It's
Nothing.
91 more wheels.
Yeah. No, it's a 69.
Oh.
Yeah. 1 second. So you're right, yeah. Hello? You still there?
Did you hear anything I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, so the answer is nothing.
I shouldn't worry about it as long as you get
Correct.
okay.
Unless you have a problem with something. But
I don't have a
okay. I mean, that varies based on conditions, so it'll be anywhere from 16 to 20 based on what's going on. Right, yeah. So, higher gears and colder weather, you're going to get something. Correct.
Or boost and torque.
Maybe. Did you not take a picture while you were here? No, we don't do that.
Or if you could tell me if you remember what the numbers were, that'd be fine. I just want to catalog it.
Sure. Let me see. Lucky for you, I'm on the dyno right now.
Okay.
$298 wheel horsepower.
Okay.
And your torque was... One second. Looks like right about 355 foot-pounds of torque.
355, super.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Hey, no problem. Have a good one.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, bye. This was a 23 WRX with a 24 in it. A couple mods, sometime on the dyno. They run really good. Alright, let's get rid of all that. Let's go back to this car. This is 1300s, yeah. But this is where they're done. This level right here, they're probably at 100% IDC on this dyno. I don't have IDC logged, unfortunately. Fuel pressure stayed up, though, so I'm impressed with that. That's good news. Fuel pressure stayed up the whole time. Let's see what inject duty cycle is going to be. I'm doing another poll. I'm going to add IDC to the map. We'll see how consistent the tune is, too. No changes as it sits here and idles for a while. We'll see if it if it acts different. They could use a little more fuel on there, too. It looked like it was right at 11s or right at 12s, which isn't bad. I just, you know, if this guy's going to beat on it, I want a little more fuel on it. And really, looks like I stopped the poll early, too. That thing was still going up. What's the rev limiter set at? I wonder if I need to bump the rev limiter up a smidge. Rev limit, here we go. Let's bump this up a little bit just to see if we get the power to nose over. We'll set it to 82. I don't know if the beast can, or the springs on this will handle the 82, but we'll find out. Worst case, I float the valves a smidge. Turns out I have the throttle shutting before 82, so you can see I had the throttle shutting at 76. Boop. So throttle shut right there. But that is that's still pretty. That is still pretty. All right, let's go through these values with you guys a little bit so you can hear what's going on, since I'm not telling you what we got. Okay, so first things first. Dynamic gas multiplier stays at 1 the whole time, no knock or anything. That should be expected because it's ethanol, even though we're only about 60%-ish. Yeah, 60% now. Okay. Duty cycle is 90%. Okay, well that's a benefit of having it at almost 12 to 1 AFRs and a pump gas scale. That gives us a little overhead. I could probably add a little bit to it, probably help it out some for safety's sake. Alright, so I have ignition timing at, where's my peak boost at? Let's see, at 4,500, 13 degrees, 5,000, 13 and a half, 6,000, 17 degrees, 7,000, 21, 8,000, which we didn't hit because the throttle closed, at 76, 25. All right. Is that right? Is that when it started to close already? It looks like that's when it started to close already. So 24 and a half. Oh, well, whatever. Okay. 24 and a half. Fuel pressure differential dropped about 1.5 pounds of fuel pressure during the poll. That's not bad at all. Turbo wastegate was 30% peak. So we hit 30% wastegate duty on that. So this thing is clearly moving air and it's moving easily. But that is, I gotta tell you guys, you gotta be paying attention for this. This is important. This turbo, these G turbos, they will trick you into blowing them to pieces. Okay? What's really important to understand, these turbos, if you look at the compressor maps, they're very, very efficient at the limit. They're more efficient than any other turbo on the market at their speed limits. So at their shaft speed limits, they are still in like the high 60s, low 70s for efficiency. No other turbo's doing that. They're all falling off at the limits, okay? So what happens is the compressor is so efficient when you're operating it at the limit, you don't know you're at the limit. most cars, most turbos, when you're adding the power, you're adding duty cycle, you get a pound at a couple percent duty. Oh, you get another pound. You get a couple percent, you get another pound. When the turbo is reaching the end of it, you go, oh, I had to add 10% duty to get another PSI or two, right? So you're looking at big changes in duty cycle, small changes in small increases in boost, and then small increases in power. This turbo doesn't do that. This turbo is still so efficient. When you add a little bit of duty, you get lots of power. Add a little duty, you get lots of power, lots of boost. You get this, and you blow right through the speed limit of this turbo so easily. And right here, I can almost guarantee you we are kissing that limit right now. We are like right freaking there. So it's important that you are familiar with one of these turbos if you're going to tune one of these turbos without a speed sensor to know when you're really about at the limit. And so right here, I can see by the power output that we're close to the limit. About another 25 horse to the wheels-ish in that range usually is going to be over the limit. Will probably be about 5 or 10% over the limit if I add another 20 horsepower here or so. Now that's a range. Obviously right now with the really cold weather outside, that's going to drop the speed a bit. I'm going to get like 10% less speed or 15% less speed because it's so cold. But if I try and keep this tune, if I try and put myself to the limit right now, when we hit the summer, we're going to be way past the limit. So I'm not going to push this any harder than what is on here right now because I know that we are really close to the limit on this turbo. And in the summer, we're going to be way over the limit on this turbo. So, not way over, we're going to be over the limit on this turbo with it right now. Now, I have found that you can get away with like 10 to 15% over the limit on these G30s without any issues. I haven't had any issues on them yet, and I run them about 10 to 15% over the limit in the summer and haven't had issues yet. Again, you know, it could kill the turbo faster over time. But if you're tuning a G series turbo, it is important to know that it will trick you. You will be way past the maximum tip speed on the turbo, and it'll still be pushing air and making power. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's important that you do that. This has dual 340s, I think. Yeah, I think we're on dual 340s on this car with 13 hundos. And I think it's it's a 45-pound base on this. Yep. But we're also only on E60 right now. If this was E85, we would have exceeded the limit of the injectors also. That's what's keeping us alive right now. So if I was to push this harder, I would exceed the limit on the turbo, I would exceed the limit on the injectors, and I'm probably going to exceed the limit on the fuel pump pretty soon. The benefit of this car is it's a GD, and the GDs get way more fuel flow out of a fuel pump than the GRs, Legacies, and VAs do, because they have less restrictive fuel baskets than the GRs. That GR fuel basket is ass. You lose about 25% of the fuel pump's capacity on one of those. So you put a 340 in it, you get like 280, maybe. They're really bad. So this has got the radium dual pump hanger, which means it's going to get full pump flow, plus it's in a GD, so it gets full pump flow. Anyways, let's see, anything else to cover on that? I guess that's it. It's just really important to know that with these G series turbos, you will blow them to bits if you just push it until you go, oh, yep, that's all the turbo's got to offer. It will definitely take a shit. Oh yeah, with two 1050s and two 450s for pumps, with some GTR controllers on there, you will be in a position that you can run. You could probably run 800 wheel on that, technically. So on that setup, you do about 800 wheel on it. But the beauty is you'll have 1050s. So it'll idle like a champ. It'll drive with pump gas like a champ. It'll just be wonderful. Correct. Yep, that's correct, Mark. in the summer, the air density is a lot less. It takes a lot more RPM to move the same mass of air. Yeah. Right? Think about it. If the air is colder, and I take my hand, I move it like this through cold air, or move it through warm air, which one's going to affect more air molecules? I know it is. Sandwiches, yay! The cold air. My hand is going to contact more molecules, and so in the turbo, when that blade comes around, it's doing the same thing my hand is doing. It's going to grab a certain amount of air. It's got a certain amount of surface area, and it's going to hit air of a certain density, and it's going to have to spin more RPMs to get the same mass of air in warm weather than it would in cool weather. So, absolutely correct. All right. Well, I'm not going to push it anymore. This is where she's going to be. The timing is pretty decent. 12 pounds at peak, or 12 degrees at peak turn, is that what I said I had? Or 13. 13 and a half is the lowest it gets. 13 and a half at 45. That's a lot less than you'll see a lot of other people run, but those people are lifting heads off their engines, whereas I'm not. My goal is not to lift heads off the engine, so I'm going to bring the rev limiter back down, since it doesn't matter anyways, and I don't want this guy blowing this shit up. Okay, so there's that. Save that. Yeah, we're done. I don't gotta do shit. I nailed it with my first map. I'm not gonna push it any harder. I've hit limits. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add some fuel. I'm gonna add a little bit of fuel, which will put me close to limit. I'll show you the fuel curve right now. Oops, that's the wrong tab. You want this one. I'm gonna add a little bit of fuel because that one. Because we're in the 12s right here. I'd like to put a little more into it, just for safety, because in the summer it's going to be hotter. So I'm going to add just a teensy weensy bit to the fuel table. And that's it. I'm not even going to run it on the dyno, because I'm just going to go and I'm going to add 2/10 to it. So 0.2 AFR. 7.6 down to 5.6. There we go. And my 7's giving 11.76 is what it is. Like this. I'm going to blend this into here. Like that. Alright. And I'm not going to reduce the timing. I'm going to time it just like it is. 13.5 is nice. On aggressive tunes, if I have closed deck with bigger head studs and fire locks, I might go as high as maybe 17 at this 20-ish 400 pounds of torque, 20 pounds of boost level. But you're going to be asking for head separation if you push it too hard, and I don't want that. Alright, so the next car is an 05 STI. He's not ethanol, he's just me cleaning up some stuff before. So but yeah, this Woolman built bottom end held up fine. Only took a very small adjustment to the knock threshold to get it to not throw knock from just piston slap noises. I can't hear the piston slap when it's running, but the knock sensor can. So it didn't take much. It took a 0.2 to the map, to the table there, around the 4,000 RPM range. And these are low anyways. Like I said, this vehicle came in really low as it was at 3.1. A lot of the STIs are up in the 3.3s, I think, from the factory, if I recall correctly. And so I put it pretty much around the stock location of like an 08 STI. So that's cool. We got to have fun with some cam timing. See how much that killed the power up top when I put it at 10 degrees from 0. Saw that fall off and how rich it got when that happened. What else did we do? We didn't talk about a whole lot of theory today. Not a whole lot of electrical theory. No electrical theory. We didn't talk much engine theory. A little bit of air density, fuel density, and that kind of stuff. But that's it. And yeah, I think overall though it was still successful. The car runs good. I was really concerned that I spun a bearing earlier. Remember that? But that was because the car had pulled a bunch of timing that I didn't see. Turns out it wasn't that. It was just the timing. It was 3 degrees or 4 degrees less, which would immediately drop you a lot of power like it did. So that was good. Glad that wasn't anything permanent. What else did we do? We pumped in 5 gallons of pump gas on top of 5 gallons of pump gas after removing 5 gallons of pump gas. Right? Did we remove 5 gallons then? No, we just added. That's right, because it was low. What else happened today? Dual 1050 is only 800 wheel, only 800 horsepower of the tire. Not like that's anything fancy in a Subaru. I think Bader said the limit is around 880 with dual 450s, and that's on 22s, so that's pretty close. Who? Yeah, I don't acknowledge that guy. Yeah. Yeah, so overall I think everything was good. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you very much for hanging out with me while I do this. Especially in an area like this with all the Subarus, Heidi. Can't even use the power on the street barely before someone pulls out in front of you and drives 10 to the speed limit. Yeah, all the time. Even on ramps. The guy in front of you is merging on the off freeway at 45 miles an hour or less. And you're like, yo, dude, it's a 70. Like, let's go. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you hanging out. And I won't be streaming that next tune because it's just a quick touch-up. And I'm going home and working on the black car. Because I got to get that done so I can put the Corvette in to work on the Corvette. So I can finish that, put the RS in, and get the RS running again. So I got a lot of work on ahead of me. I want to get the Corvette done by this weekend. Or by the conclusion of this weekend, so I can get the RS in right away. So I got to get helping on these projects. But thanks again for stopping by. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I might do some live streams working from the shop at home, just to goof off, shoot the shit, talk about some technical stuff if you want, and that's it. And Mark, I can't wait to see your